Hello, my name is Mohit Pandey. I graduated from McKinley Tech this year, and I was an intern at Progressive DC. Progressive DC is a digital service that provides services in the area of web development, custom web apps, social media marketing. The mission of the company is to bridge the digital and intergenerational divide by increasing the purchasing power and digital presence of underrepresented workers, businesses, and communities in the cooperative environment. The projects I worked on this year used WordPress, a website building tool for a client called Everything Co-op, a podcast that talks about cooperatives with its host, Vernon Oakes. I was on the team that maintained and kept the website up to date with new episodes that came out every week, and a personal project that helped me learn the tools and implement them in my own way. The screenshot on the left is an example of one of the new episodes that I worked on, and the page on the right is the end result. Through the use of dynamic templates and reusable blocks, the website was maintained. The producer of the podcast sent new updates about the things that needed to be added. In the place on the screenshot on the right where it says check back for new episode is changed multiple times to keep the date where the episode airs, before it airs, and after the episode airs. We add the check back to recording title once the rec so that we it's a placeholder before the recording is finished, and we can add the recording afterwards. The page on the right, the screenshot on the right side, shows what a recording looks like after the recording is finished and is implemented into the page. This page, called the dynamic template, was used in order to smooth out the process and make everything easier to manage. A dynamic template is a content management interface customization which configures multiple types of data into a more usable interface and lets us manipulate everything without having to go into code base, which also removes technical barriers for everyone for everyone who uses the website. As for me, it made it easier for me to work on stuff, and overall, it's just a super easy tool that doesn't need any coding experience, which was very nice to use. So my personal project was a full stack development project where I used all the research I did about co-ops and open source and my own likes and dislikes to create a working page. So the screenshot on the left is the backend content editor, which which is where we put in all the content and everything that needs to be on the page. And the one on the right is the front end page builder, which uses a plugin called Elementor on WordPress to control the designs more finely, and it allows us to fine tune everything in the website from the fonts all the way to how we want it. It can be used to create various things based on what a person desires, so it allows for the utmost creativity. So this is the full stack continued into the more backend part of WordPress, where we used on the left screenshot multiple columns in the backend to create to manage the content more easier and make it in a way so that they couldn't be so that they couldn't so it was easier for people to access. On the right, you see all the columns that we made. These columns are then inputted into the front end development through a content excerpt so that we can see everything that was put in. So the challenges and takeaways that I faced were that learning WordPress backend was extremely difficult as it was something new and I wasn't very familiar with. And another challenge was understanding co-ops. This internship around was very revolved around co-ops a lot, and I needed to understand what they were. So it was a learning curve to understand what it meant to be a co-op. And the takeaways I had was that it showed me tech enablement, that you don't need to be as skilled with everything to learn how to learn technology properly, and it opened me to various business structures like open source and ownership models like co-ops. My future plans as a student studying computer science and hopefully finance, with the internship from Progressive DC, it really opened my eyes to computer science without coding and a different business and ownership model. And it made me realize that you can do business in an ethical way that helps the community as well. Thank you for your time.